Well, here we are, the end of 2021, right on the bridge of 2022. This has been a great year for collecting, hasn't it? We've had the 30th anniversary, we've had all manner of things coming out, all kinds of companies coming out with all kinds of things that are Sonic related, that are related to building our collections. And this, let's face it, I got quite a bit this year. So I wanted to take some time and pick out the top 10 things that I have collected this year, um, going into 2022. And I also, at the end of the video, I'm also going to talk about what I kind of want to see for 2022, the 2022 collecting year. So without further ado, in no particular order, here's what I am loving from my collection that I have been able to add this past year in 2021. So, if you know me very quite well, or depending on how well you know me and how much what I love from the franchise and not, you'll know that I actually really liked Sonic Forces. It had its problems, don't get me wrong, but there was just something about it that was, to me, a much better attempt at Sonic storytelling than we had gotten in the past maybe 8 9 years or so. It still had its problems. Now, going into what those are in this video, I'm not even ready to start making commentary videos yet. However, Great Eastern Entertainment came out with a fantastic Infinite plush. Now, for those of you who know me, I actually really loved the Infinite character. I wanted to see more done with him in the games, in other storytelling. It hasn't been done yet, and apparently, according to this new encyclopedia, they never will. I think that's a really poor idea. I think Infinite has the potential to be more than just a one off character that just disappears into the sunset. Um, and just vanishes. I don't like that idea. I think they need to rethink that and do more with the character and actually make him, either give him a redemption arc or make him a really credible threat, that just keeps coming and coming and coming and coming. So I was able to get that. It was interesting because I actually ordered it from one of my favorite stores to go to collect from, um, and they never. I don't think they ever got it because I never got a message for it, and I ended up picking this up off of Amazon. So thank you, Amazon, for having it. Sorry, my favorite store but I had to buy it. I couldn't wait on you. Had to have it. So we added that plush to my collection. Wow, that string doesn't want to do what I want it to do. So we ended up with that, and of course, continuing with the plush part of what of this top 10, I had to throw in this classic Sonic and this classic Tails. I picked this up off of a buy sell group on Facebook, and I absolutely love that I got these because these, and of course, they're no longer the oldest item in my collection, but for a while, for a few months, these were the oldest items in my collection. These were released in 1998, and I believe these were only available in Japan. In fact, Tails still has the tag, um, the original tag, and has the original Tush tag, which has the 1998 year on. I know you can't see that, but these were actually a really good one. These were the year before, I believe, Sonic Adventure was released. So these two were a really nice addition to my collection. Excuse me. And of course, one of the things I got really excited about this year is the return of merch for classic characters that hadn't been seen in a long time now. I think this came out actually last year in 2020, but I didn't get it until this year. But I was able to pick up the Jax Pacific Tomy plush. I was very happy to get this. I believe I found this on Amazon, if I recall. But it's very hard to find now. And so I'm really thankful that I have it. Um, and then, of course, another one that I got, uh, also from Jax, was the mighty uh, figure for the 30th anniversary. I'm really happy that I was able to find this and get this. This is another one that I got offline and or got online rather. And I don't remember what company I bought this from. It was either Big Bad Toy Store. I just found it on Amazon. Um, so I'm actually really thankful that the box wasn't overly damaged. You probably remember how upset I was when I got that one Sonic one from Jack's Pacific, and it came in so damaged that I had to take the figure out of the box and just display him loose. Because I like, if it comes in a box and it's not already been taken out, I like to generally keep them in the box. I know that takes up a lot more room, and I know one of the big complaints I've had over the last few months is running out of room. But it is what it is. Um, but we'll keep those in the box. And I still haven't opened this, but this was a kind of a like random find that I really was really happy to get. But I got this really awesome Game Informer. This is from 1994. It was Volume 3, Issue 6. It was had articles in it about Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Of course, Sonic had taken the world by storm by that time. You had two games out. This was the third game. I'm not sure if this was just Sonic the Hedgehog 3 or Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which came a little later. But either way, they did that. And of course, you could still see the price tag. This was at my the comic shop that I typically frequent, and that will actually set things aside that are Sonic based that they think I might not have or might be interested in. So, thank you guys. I appreciate that. Let's see. Is there anything? No, this is all Pac-Man on the back. Let's go. Pac-Man was one of my mother's favorite games. So we already did that. And of course, this year we had a number of things from Funko Pop, or the Funko Pop company, and I was able to get that. I forget exactly how they titled this, but it was the one that had the video game background where everybody was complaining that Sonic was kiltered off. Mine's a little kiltered off too, but this was a GameStop exclusive. I actually pre-ordered this and had it sent to me. The only thing I really didn't like is that you see the top of the box was a little torn. You know what? It's okay. I'm not going to sweat it. It's not like I'm trying to resell it. Yeah, I want to keep them in as good condition as possible, but not trying to resell it. So, because once I put something in my collection, it stays in my collection. This is one of the reasons why I'm running out of a lot of room. I don't try to flip them. It's not what the collection is all about, or at least not for me. I know some people do that. I get it, but let me lose my space and be angry about losing space because I want more stuff. Right. So I know I forget who posted it. I don't remember if it was on the buy sells group or on my collection or the collection group that I'm part of, or it was, oh, excuse me, it was one of the collectors that I follow on Twitter. But I was able to find this Sonic X tractor cab um, Matchbox. I think there's even Matchbox micro machine versions of these or something Sonic related. I have to look into that a little bit more. If there are, I want them. But this was kind of cool. This was part of a larger set, and I actually have most of that set as well. But this was one of my favorites. Because Sonic X was released in the 2000s. I was in my early 20s at the time, but I watched that show a lot when it was airing. I think I even saw the third season. I have rewatched it again recently. I wish they would do this. Well, actually, you know what? Let's save that for the end of the video because still have two more items to show. Now, of course, the plushes that I showed earlier, the Sonic and Tails, those at the time I purchased them were the oldest items in my collection. However, I now have something much older than those, and that is this watch. Now, you probably remember how excited I was to get this. In fact, it was the last thing I showed in that monthly update video a few months back. But this watch is now the oldest thing that I own in my collection, and it's really cool. I'm surprised I didn't have one of these when I was a kid, but then again, we didn't have a lot growing up, and this had started coming out back when I lived in New York. For whatever reason, my father had given up an $800 a week job in the 80s, which was really, really good pay back then for a very low wage job up in New York. So it doesn't surprise me that I didn't have a lot of this stuff. And where I was a big Sonic fan back then too, there's a lot of stuff my mother wouldn't buy because we just didn't have the money for it. And that's really understandable. I totally get that. Now that I'm, aged a little bit and I see how money works a little bit better, I totally understand why she wouldn't have, and how annoying it must have been when I was sitting there trying to convince her, because I did have quite a few Star Trek items back then. How annoying it was when I kept trying to get her to buy me Star Trek items, which I should have been buying Sonic items, because now I'm a Sonic collector, not a Star Trek collector. Ha ha! How the times change, huh? But this was released in 1993. 93 or 92? Hold on. 92. Uh, really hard to see because that yellow does not, or maybe it's just my eyesight and I'm just getting old. It could be one of both. It could be either. It could be both. But this was actually a really good buy, and apparently there are several more to this collection that were released at the time, and it looks like I'm gonna have to start hunting them down. Hmm. These are going to be pricey. This cost me about 70 something dollars. This is a very expensive buy that month. I think I didn't have very much in that update. I think it had taken me like 3 months to build up enough to uh, warrant having an update video for it. Now, or for that month. In fact, I think it was part of that update video I did that was covering 3 months. So I think it was September, October, November. I think it was part of that update, if I recall. Now I have to show it again. I showed it in the update video for December, but I gotta show it again because I just can't get over it how awesome this thing is. But it was that Sonic Adventure 2 wall clock that my roommate got, and if I had to attach numbers uh, to it, even though I did this in no particular order. This is probably my number one favorite one. And again, I mentioned it in the last video that I did that disappeared in. Um, but if you do end up getting one of these, whether it's this particular design or it's another one, be very careful. It's very lightweight. It's a record. It's a recycled record. It's very fragile. Oh, you can actually see, if you notice on the shoes, in the reflection over here, you can actually see the grooves to the record. Um, it is very fragile. I need to find a place to put it up so that it is not sitting flat where it can get damaged. But this was probably the number one thing that I loved getting. And ooh, let's put that down before something bad happens. But that is my top 10 for 2021. Now, what am I hoping for in the next year for 2022? Ooh, there's a few things I want that I see are coming out. Of course, we got the Adventures of the Sonic the Hedgehog box set that's coming out, but I'd also like to see a Sat AM box set come out. I know they've had it once before, but I'd love to see another one come out. Because that's very classic. And it's something I have been wanting to add to my collection for a while now. The sad thing about that one was I had actually found it on Facebook through a seller, but that seller apparently was a scammer, and unfortunately, I lost like $20 to that scammer. I should have realized that the price on it was too good to be true because I see the original box sets that were coming out, the DVD ones, going for a little bit higher price than that, like $50, $60. Um, so I should have known better. I thought maybe it was just a matter of he didn't know what he had, but what should have keyed me in on it was not only the price but the way he wanted me to pay. He wanted me to pay in a money order, which is non-refundable. There's no way to get that back. Well, it was cashed, and the item never showed up. Kept claiming it was in a different place. Oh, what I sold it's trapped up in this place or that place. I was like, whatever, dude. You got your 15. I even paid for the shipping. You got your $20. Um, don't ever contact me again. I, some people say, oh, probably you should have tracked him down, had him arrested. It's like, you know what? I don't got time for that, and I don't have the money for that. So I'd like to see that. Of course, the Jack's Pacific items that are coming out. I know we're going to get merchandise for the movie. I understand why we didn't get merchandise really so much for the first movie, but the new movie's coming out, and there's quite a bit more merchandising opportunity for that movie than there was for the first one. So I'm expecting a lot. I don't know if there's going to be any playsets to come out with it. I don't know I'm sure they have figures coming out. I don't know if we're going to get a Tom or Maddie figure. That would be kind of an interesting one to add. Human character to the collection. Sure. I wouldn't mind it. I'm sure we're going to get Eggman per the movie design, so we're gonna get an Eggman that looks more like Jim Carrey, which I'm totally fine with because I love Jim Carrey. I've always liked Jim Carrey, and he seems pretty down to earth in casual conversation. So that's something I will be more than happy to add to the collection. Probably something to do with Knuckles. I would imagine. I would imagine some of the drones that Eggman uses in the movie will probably be there. I'm also really hoping Diamond Select. It keeps getting pushed back or canceled or whatever, but I really hope that Diamond Select is able to follow through with that really cool um, uh, PVC statue that was coming out. It was supposed to come out early 2020. I actually did pre-buy it, and then it was canceled, and then it was brought back, and then pushed back, and I'm not really sure where it is in the stream of time now. We shall see, but I really want that. Um, and I will tell you, one of the things that I am getting this year coming in 2022 is that First for Figures Shadow and Super Shadow statue uh, uh, duo set that they put out. I'm currently paying on that. It will be paid off before it even gets to the warehouse, before they even really start making them. But that's a quite expensive buy. I think I'm paying like over $1,000 for it after all is said and done with shipping and taxes. It's expensive to be a collector, I tell you what. Especially if you go after the more expensive items. Ooh, and as a matter of fact, that brings me to the next video that I want to do. I don't know if it'll be back to back to this one, but I've added quite a bit to my collection, and I kind of wanted to share how I do my budgeting, but I want to, like, instead of doing it where I am on camera, I want to find a way to do it as I am typing it up or writing it up or however that works. Where it's a screen capture. I want to do a screen capture video of that. So as soon as I figure out how to do that, there's going to be a budgeting video on how I budget my money so that I can both pay what I need to pay, save, invest, because I do invest, and be able to add this stuff to my collection and do so comfortably. Which I totally butchered that word. In a comfortable manner, put it that way. Um, there's just so many more videos I want to do. So I want to do that. Maybe it might be helpful to somebody who wants to start collecting. And it doesn't even, if you're watching that video, it doesn't even have to be collecting Sonic memorabilia. It can be collecting anything that you so desire. So be looking for that. I will be dropping that fairly soon, within the probably next couple of weeks. I hope, if I can figure out how to do it. So, but that's all I got. That was my top 10, though. That is what I'm hoping for 2022. What a great year for collecting it's been, and hopefully we got another good year ahead of us. I know that there's a lot of what I'm going to be doing this coming year is completing collections that I have started. So there's going to be expensive. There's a couple. I want to go after a couple of higher priced items that I've been looking for and add to my collection. I'm very excited. I've already got a couple in my sites. See it on eBay, Amazon. It's gonna be a good year. It's gonna be a good year, and hopefully we can get out more for this coming year too. I'm just gonna be all over the place, and I'm even starting a new job where I'm making a little bit more. So I'm probably going to be able to do a little bit more, um, which is great news. All right, everyone, have a good new year. I will see you in 2022. Happy collecting. Be safe out there, and as always, thank you for watching.